All right, we are live, guys. Started about a minute early. All right, we are live, guys. Started about a minute early. There we go. Fix that. Okay, so we are live. We are going to start here in just about a minute. I have never done a YouTube live before, and in my new office, I do not have any kind of lighting, so this is horrible, and I'm not going to have the screen on me for too long. We'll start sharing screen here in just a minute. So, guys, let me know if you can hear me okay, if everything's coming through, and then we will get rolling here in just a moment. Oh, Mary, that's good to hear. Sound is great. Perfect. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing the screen. All right, guys. So I'm going to have to flip back and forth between YouTube and Google Hangouts to be able to see all the questions and everything. But we'll get it all figured out. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I hope everyone is doing awesome. I hope everyone's 2019 is starting off well, and we're going to kind of do a overview of tactical arbitrage, and then of course it's going to be an AMA. So I want you guys to ask as many questions as possible, and I will do my best to get through absolutely everything. The other thing is I did promise everyone who showed up, there is something I made for you guys. I'm going to show that to you first, and then we'll dive in here. Let's make sure, good evening. All right. So you guys will notice that down here, there is a little area where it's got a bunch of links and everything. This first one takes you to cleartheshelf.com/downloads. That is going to show you this top 100K sellers with 25 or more verified products. Now, I will be completely honest. I'm going to ask for an email, and the reason is this thing took me like 3 hours to build. So you're going to get a couple of things. One, you've got some instructions here, and there's a link right here that's going to allow you to download copies of ASIN lists. A lot of people don't realize that even in the top 50,000 ASINs across Amazon, there are over 291,000 products where Amazon has been out of stock 80% or more over the past 90 days. There's an average of 3 or more sellers over the past 90 days. You've got a $9.95 30-day average price or higher. And the 30-day average rank is between 1 and 50,000. So there's a lot of solid leads in there. And I've got about 200,000 of them in here. There's going to be some more as soon as I finish it up, which you can download from this link. But the other thing I have is I have gone in and I've grabbed all of the US, Canadian, which I did not spell right, and the UK sellers that have verified listings in their top 100K respectively of 25 or more. So they have at least 25 products up. Now, a lot of people will be like, well, that's not really a lot, but the average Amazon seller has 35 products for sale. So a lot of these guys who are in the top 100,000, you can see this guy has 265 reviews in the last 30 days, but he only has 25 verified listings. It's very possible that he's private label, but he's also selling a ton of volume. So you're going to be able to find some people in here who have some really great products, and it's very possible that you'll be able to find some things that are worth flipping just by using Storefront Stalker Pro. And of course, there is a little plug over here to grab your own copy of Storefront Stalker Pro if you don't have it. And I'll go over how to use that on one of these here. If we open this up, it's going to open up their Amazon seller profile. You can go to their storefront here. these are private label items. You can see Cheetah, Twisted Veins, but all you have to do is right-click on the page, go down to the Storefront Stalker Pro, and grab all ASIN from the seller page. And you can do this over and over and over again and grab these ready to upload to Tactical Arbitrage, okay? So go ahead and go grab yourself that. And I'm going to be updating this, so anybody who drops their email address in, I'll shoot you an email in a couple of days with some more ASINs that are already ready, okay? I can see some people are already hopping in. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's a lot of information in there, a lot of things that people should be able to use to make a few bucks. So let's go ahead and dig in. There have been some changes in 2019 to Tactical Arbitrage. The first comes with the dashboard. Now, the dashboard is the brain center, the control center, if you will, of Tactical Arbitrage. It lets you know how many products are in your viewed data, in your saved data, how many products are across the different types of searches, what types of searches are running, which you can see I've got green lights on the product search and the reverse search, but I've got red lights on my flips, my library, and my wholesale search right now. Up in the top right corner, you also have your search manager, so you get to see how many searches are active at the moment. You can go and look at your queued searches really quickly. You can go look at your completed searches, and then of course you can check out your saved searches, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, the other thing that you can do from the control center is you can check out product variations. So if you have an ASIN for a shoe, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull one up, okay? Go ahead and get some Nike Air. We will grab this old man Nike shoe. And if we grab this ASIN here, go to the dashboard, we're going to paste this here. And let's just say that we can get this for 15 bucks. We can fetch this information and we're going to be able to grab all of the product variations from this particular shoe. And we're also going to see which color and size has sold the most as a percentage based on the reviews. Now, I will be completely honest, this is going to go a little slow tonight, slower than normal, because I have a screen sharing going, so it really bogs down the computer. But this is going to pull back all the information, okay? We can see there's only 8 entries at the moment, but it'll tell you exactly 9.5 M. White metallic silver has 20% of the reviews. This black one has 20% of the reviews. And then if we scroll down here, it breaks it down even more into the size and the color. So what we can see is, and the reason I like to look at this, that's not right. I know my MWS keys are set up properly, so that's, I'll have to check on that. Anyway, what you can see down here is you can see that the white metallic silver midnight navy actually sells more than any other color. Okay, they've got 50%, and then over here we could reasonably justify that a 9.5 or a 9 is going to sell the best, maybe even a 13. But those are the top 3 based on 2 reviews each. And then I bet if we bought this in the white metallic silver and the midnight navy, it would probably have the absolute best chance of selling. Okay, so that's what product variations does for you. There is also a Chrome extension. I actually don't have the Chrome extension up anymore because this offers a cleaner interface, I believe. So maybe I have the, yeah, I do. I have the Chrome extension here. I don't even keep it up here any longer, okay? Now, the other thing we can do right here is if we go to Tactical Edge, we can pull up a lot more information on the product as well. We can get this for $15. And if we fetch this information, we're going to be able to see a ton of things. We're going to be able to see the title and the ASIN, of course, the UPC. We get to look at the current, the 30-day, and the 90-day rank. How many are fulfilled by Amazon of this particular ASIN? Who is on it? And Amazon happens to be the only seller on this particular shoe. This is a size 10 shoe. Amazon happens to be the only seller, and we get to see a Keepa graph. Now, if we actually go in and take a look, let's actually take a look at a toy. We will do action figure. And let's go ahead and let's look at Marvel Deadpool. If we look at this guy, in Tactical Edge, we're going to get a lot more information. Let's say we grab him for $2. Fetch this information. Now, not only are we going to see all the information that we saw before, but down here, we're actually going to see the sellers. And one of the reasons that Alex built this is so that we can actually make some much deeper decisions on whether or not we want to sell a product. For example, let's say that this product would be profitable for you at $15, okay? Well, we can see that these two people only have 1 in stock. Amazon looks to have 80 in stock, and then right after that, Beauty for Life has it at $15. Now, let's say that Amazon happened to not be on this, okay? So we've got M Emporium and Bell Merchandise and then Beauty for Life. If Amazon was not here, we might say, okay, I don't really want to sell this at $13.45, so I'm willing to wait these people out, and I'm going to put my price at this $15.55, and it helps you make some better sourcing decisions, okay? Then, of course, you can follow along with this on a regular basis. You'll know that this pulls the data live, okay? So you'll be able to come in here and you'll be able to take a look at this on a regular basis and say, all right, M Emporium has sold out, and then maybe a couple days later, this Bell Merchandise sells out, and all you've got is Beauty for Life, and maybe then you want to go ahead and source it, okay? So there's a lot of information that you can glean from this. And then from here, you can actually open up their storefronts, and you could use Storefront Stalker Pro on these, okay? And you can also click this blue button right here, and it will actually automatically export that storefront directly to reverse search, okay? So you can run a reverse search on that, all right? I'm gonna double check, see if there's any questions yet. Popping up under the Amazon title. I'm not sure. I must have missed it. We'll come back to that. So that is Tactical Edge, okay? And that can all be accessed from the dashboard, which is the control center of Tactical Arbitrage. Now, I would suggest that if you are a Tactical Arbitrage user and you are not already, you should go and join the Facebook group. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Whenever Alex creates a new video, it does go up there, as well as in the video guides to the top right. This is an invaluable resource that a lot of people, especially people who are new, nothing wrong with that, skip over, okay? This is something that you can actually go through all of these and learn quite a bit and be pretty dangerous with Tactical Arbitrage. And then, of course, if you get stuck, you can send in a chat here to us. Me or Julie will usually answer that. Or you can ask in the Facebook group, and there's a bunch of people who are incredibly helpful in there, okay? Now, let's see if there's any questions about the dashboard, and then we'll start going through product search, because you'll know now product search has 2 different views. Is there a way to tell if someone's doing online arbitrage? No, there's not really a way. Edward, there is a download link down here. You see that download link there? All right, let's go ahead and get into the product search. Now, product search recently came out with a basic view, okay? Go ahead and delete that. And I want to go over the basic view first, because a lot of questions get asked about this, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to field a lot of these questions. And one of the first things I always get asked is, why is there a difference between what I see in my results of the basic and the advanced? Okay, and there's an easy answer to that. The basic TA is going to go in and look for any in-stock positive ROI items that have monthly sales. So if it has a 1% ROI and it's in stock at the source site and it sells at least once a month, it's going to show up, okay? Now, what's really great about this is, let's say that we close this down over here. We've got a nice, easy to see interface that we can not only do from our computer, but I've also been able to start scans from my phone, from my iPad. It's very easy to do, okay? All you have to do from this particular page is you can choose one of the logos. You can also, let's say I want to see all sites that start with an A, want to see all sites that start with an H. You click on the logo, it puts the shop up here for you. You can do easy bulk. All right, we're going to go ahead and select all. And then you want to make sure that you put in your site discounts. Now, let's just say there's a 10% site discount. Put in your sales tax if you have it. It happens to be 7% where I live. You can put in your prep per item, your shipping to Amazon. I always use 80 cents. And then you can name this search. We'll call this Hasbro 10% off. Now, one of the things that I would suggest is that you name all of your searches. It's really easy when you start running, say you have 10 searches at once, it's really easy to forget what you started doing. Now, Alex has made it much easier to read in the search manager, but if you actually name the search with some important keywords like where you're searching, what discounts you're using, and things like that, it's really nice and easy to read. And I'll show you what I do in my search manager here in just a little bit, okay? Now, once you've done this in the basic view, it's going to go out and just look for items that are in stock that have a positive ROI. And that's it. It is meant to be very simple and intuitive so that anyone who is new or newer and not ready for the advanced view can come in and start doing scans immediately, okay? And that really is all there is to this. But I want to dig into the advanced. And the reason is there's a lot more levers and buttons to push and pull. And there's a lot of ways that you can customize your scans, okay? So in the advanced view, everything is pretty similar. You get to pick your website, okay? So we'll pick Hasbro Toy Shop. We still have easy bulk over here, but one of the other things is you can put in your own categories if you want to do something, just one category at a time. Now, one thing that I would always suggest is make sure that your category examples or the URLs you're pulling from the source site look as close to the URL in the category example as possible. We get a lot of questions about why can't I scan this URL, and it's because there might not be product on that particular URL. So you want to make sure there's product on the page, and you want to make sure that the URL looks similar to the category example, okay? Now, there are some times that you can bend or break that rule, so you always want to test just to make sure that places like eBay that can get a little bit weird. You can go in and do searches on Walmart, and the URL can get a little bit wonky, but you can still run it. So you can always test it, tweak it, and play with it a little bit, but always make sure to come back and look at that category example. Now, typically I'm going to be using Easy Bulk because it's easy, it's simple, and it allows you to search all of the site if you want to. You don't have to worry about the start page and the last page. That is kind of a relic of times past when we would need to put in what pages we wanted to scan. Now, Tactical Arbitrage will automatically figure out the start and end pages of categories and go on to the next, okay? You are able to import bulk category lists. Now, this is something that I actually did not put together before I started the live, but you can either create your own bulk category lists from sites using URLs on the actual website, or if you have something like Tactical Bucket, you can go in here and you can actually create bulk lists and have them uploaded, okay? You can do one site, you can do multiple sites. There's all kinds of ways to slice and dice that for yourself. Now, there's also a use saved filters. So you can actually save different filters in here. You'll see I have a default product search. I have a product search with $9 gross profit when I'm running really high searches. And then I have a shoes and clothing filter. One of the other nice things is that filters actually get auto-saved now as well, okay? Then, of course, anytime that you go in and start a search, you do want to named these here as well, okay? Hasbro Toy Shop, 10% off. Now, let's dive into the filters a little bit because this is where people kind of get tripped up. It's because the number of filters in the advanced view is pretty heavy, and there's always new ones coming on because people have requested them or want them for one reason or another. So the first thing is this set fixed price per item. Now, I don't think that I see this happen very often in the States. However, I do see it happen often in the UK at some source sites. They'll have sales where you buy 3 for $30 or buy 3 for 33 or all kinds of things. It's very difficult for us to be able to figure out a percentage discount on those. Here in the States, if we do buy 2, get 1 free, we know it's essentially 33% off. But over there, when they buy 3 for 33 and the regular price is, $15, there's not really a good way to do that. So Alex put this in, and what you're able to do is set a fixed price per item. So let's say that in that 3 for 30, we know that every item is $10. Okay, you can set that up, and it'll override the price that pulls from the website to this $10 price. Okay. Now, store price reductions. Store price reductions, it's important how you put these in. The first thing should be actual site reductions. So if a site actually has, let's say 10% off, you're going to want to put that in first. Let's say Hasbro has 10% off the entire site. Go ahead and do that. And then you're going to want to put in any cash back that you can get. Okay. So let's just say that Hasbro Toy Shop has, oops. Hasbro Toy Shop has 3% there, Mr. Rebates. Let's do, Ebates has 1.5%. So we'll do 1.5% cash back. And then let's say that we can get a 5% discount gift card. That's how you need to put it in. Now, if you're not going to use cash back, you can leave that blank, and you could actually put the 5% in over there, or you could throw the 5% in here. It doesn't matter, as long as if you're using all three, you make sure it's in the proper order, okay? Put in your sales tax over here. If you are paying sales tax, that of course is going to make the price go up a little bit, but it's going to figure in your state sales tax. Now, let's talk about remove. Remove is going to pare down the number of results that you get, and there's several ways that you can slice this up. You can remove current or average 30-day or 90-day ranks, and you can actually put in a figure here. So if you wanted to do 100,000, you could put in 100,000. Alternatively, there is a newer setting that I think has been here for, I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe at the most, is you can actually open this up and use the Keep a Product Count, okay? So if we do the top 10% in the US for Keep a Product Count, it will fill in all of these automatically. You'll see if we change this to 7%, all of these numbers change, okay? And Tactical Arbitrage will go in and use these figures for the sales rank, okay? Then you can do current, average, or average 30-day or average 90-day, whichever way you feel more comfortable, all right? Let me go ahead and bounce that one out. The way that I've been liking to do it is remove if estimated sales is less than X. This last scan I did, I put in less than 10 sales per month. You can do 1 sale per month if you want to be really, really loose on your filters. And that right there is what's going to be in your basic view as well. You can remove if the number of sellers is less than X and more than X. So if you only want to see things that have maybe less than, you only want to see people who have between 3 and 10 sellers, you can do that here. Remove third-party sellers from results. Now, you're going to know that on places like, I think it's just Sears, it's going to remove the third-party sellers automatically. But let's say that you want to remove third-party sellers from Walmart. You can turn this on, okay? And you won't see any third-party seller results from places like Walmart. You can remove oversized products if you choose. You can remove out-of-stock products from the source site. I would suggest being very careful with this because you can set up automatic checks in your folders, so you can go in and TA will automatically check for in-stock products for you. Remove if Amazon contains no weight or size data. If Amazon's also a seller. You can remove based on reviews. You can remove if the rating is lower than X. So if you only want to sell things that have 4.1 stars or better, you can do that. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. You can remove products with source prices less than X. So let's say I don't want to source anything that's less than $1, and I don't want to source anything that's more than $150. I can do that if I choose to. You can remove products with an Amazon price of less than X. So let's say we don't want to sell anything under $9.95, and I don't want to sell anything that's more than $250 in current selling price. Now, one of the other cool, this is an older feature. The remove products of Amazon contains the words. However, the way it works has changed a little bit. It used to be you could put in let's put in case, and let's put in pack and quantity. So now you have these broken up into little red boxes after you hit enter on the word, so that you know exactly what's in there. It used to just be that you put the word and a space and another word, but it's a lot cleaner looking now. And I know a lot of people really, really like this. Now, you can use these and it will remove products. Let's say if Amazon contains the word pack of 2, if you put pack in here, it would remove that from your results. I would be very careful with these. I like to see more results and then pare down manually while I'm going through things. This remove product if the Amazon buy box is not at least X times the store price. This is, you can set it as a multiple, so maybe you only want to see things that are 2.5 times the store price. This is something that I would suggest not really using. I would use the profit and ROI filters over top of this, but it's there if anybody wants to see it. One of the other things here is you can use this seasonal buy box price in your calculations. It's going to pull back the average price over a date range. So if you want to see what Valentine's candy sold for average price last year during Valentine's, you can put that in here with a custom range, and you will be able to see candy prices last February and compare them to your current sourcing prices. You can also check the last 14 days, the last 30 days, if you want to look at average prices. This is a, oops, I know some people who live and die by this filter, and some people who have no idea what it does. It is very powerful. Just make sure that you realize you're using average prices when you're doing this, okay? See if we've got anybody. Yeah, it's probably going to be a little blurry. I made my screen smaller so that it would look better. But since this is live, it's probably going to be a little bit blurry. If Amazon is out of stock, it will still show, right? The Amazon filter. Yes, if Amazon is out of stock, it will show. It can show, and I'll show you how to do that actually if Amazon's out of stock. Okay. All right, let's go over the costs and the fees. Oh, forgot source titles, sorry. Source titles, remove words from the source titles before searching. There's sites like 511 Tactical where they put 5.11 in front of all their products, and that may not be on the Amazon website, so you can remove that before something is searched. The image matching, I believe, has really taken a lot of the need for this out, but it is still there in case anyone wants to use it. You can also add a word to the source title before searching Amazon. There are some people who wanted to add a brand name or something like that from a particular site. You can do that here. Again, I believe the image matching algorithm has really taken that away, and it's not really necessary. You can remove if the source title does not contain a word. So let's say that you're doing a scan and the source site product does not contain the word pack. You could put pack here, and it would remove it if the source site did not have the word pack in the title. Let's go to cost and fees. Cost and fees is pretty self-explanatory. Your cost to prep your standard product is going to be here. Not sure why we have that oh, I know why we have that at 20 cents. Your cost to create a bundle is here. Cost to prep an oversized product sometimes is more at your prep center than it costs to prep a regular sized product. So you can have that in here. And then you can put your cost per pound to ship to Amazon. Now, of course, that's always going to be an approximation. You can really get a good feel for what your cost per pound is. I use between 80 cents and $1. It's been $1 lately because of some of the shipping we've been doing. Has been going all the way across country for a lot of our hazmat items. So things are getting a little bit more expensive to ship. So we increased that to $1. Now, your profit and ROI. This is another area where I would suggest that you keep this filter loose. Right now, I have it on a gross profit of $1 and a gross ROI of 10%. There are times when I'll run this at 50 cents and 1%, just so that I can see more, because you always have your on-page filters in the view data to be able to go over that. Okay. Now, your other filters. This also show no match found results. This is something that some people will start using if they want to see items from a source site where there is no match found on Amazon. And then they may want to either search it manually, or they may want to bring that product to Amazon themselves. We actually, I don't typically create listings, but we recently did that with something we found with Tactical Arbitrage, and actually brought it to the catalog. So use this, I would use this sparingly. You can show only no match found results. So if you felt like creating a bunch of listings, you could do that. Also show Amazon out of stock results. This is something that is powerful in my opinion. If Amazon is out of stock and there are no other third-party sellers, then Tactical Arbitrage will skip over the item. Now, if you use this filter here, you will be able to see those items. So if it fits within your other filters, if it fits your ROI, it fits your sales rank and things like that, but Amazon and third-party sellers are out of stock, if you use this filter, it will show up in your results, and you'll be able to hopefully bring that back in stock profitably. Okay, so I always turn this on. Every now and again, you're going to get a false positive, either due to cached data or one reason or the other. However, it has several times helped me be able to bring a product back in stock that's out of stock and be the only seller. Now, you can show only Amazon out of stock results. I would not suggest that because you're not going to have a lot of results, but it is there if you want to do some massive scans that way. And if you're going to do that, I would suggest that you are very loose on your rank filters and things like that, and pay extra attention to Keepa to make sure the product sells when it's in stock. Now, one of my favorite features is this also show reverse search results from more sources. Well, what this does for you is if I'm searching the Hasbro toy shop, then you can also do a reverse search at the same time, so that all of the other supported sites are checked as well to see if there are any products that fit your filters. So let's say that Hasbro Toy Shop, we have an Iron Man action figure. If there's also one at Target and Walmart and Groupon, for example, and all of them are cheaper than Hasbro Toy Shop, then they will show up as well, so that you can source them from more than one place or source the cheapest place possible. So unless I'm doing a very specific scan, like the last scan I was doing was a sale at Walgreens, which I'll probably be going over with you guys, I always turn these on, okay? And then, of course, once you have all of your filters set the way that you want them, you can hit search. And if you want to save a particular filter, you can name it down here and click save, and you've got your filter saved anytime you want to use it up here. All right, I'm going to see if we've got any questions. I know we've got some blurry issues. Let's see here. Use that filter, but how often should you refresh the data? I refresh the data if it's maybe 5 or 6 days old. I don't think prices don't change as often as people think they do. Things stay pretty steady for the most part. Of course, sometimes you have things that that tank, and that just happens. All right. Let's go ahead and hit reverse search. Reverse search is actually one of my favorites, and it's where you guys are going to be using the ASIN lists that I sent over, or that you downloaded. The reverse search allows you to do, it's a product search in reverse. It takes ASINs from Amazon and goes out and searches stores for you, okay? So you're able to use Storefront Stalker Pro or go into Tactical Edge and grab these storefronts and get all the data from them, and then find out where we can find that inventory profitably. You can also do quick keyword searches and a whole bunch of other cool things. So let's go ahead and dig in. You'll notice I have my cache set to 10 days. I always do that. You can change this any which way you want while you're here. One thing that I like to always turn on is this also show title matches. If you do not have that on, you're going to be looking at UPC sites only, and this also show title matches is going to expand the search for you. Sourcing from and selling at USA and .com, you can of course change that any which way you like as well. Here you can import bulk products. So you'll see here that we have that M Emporium storefront that we pulled from Tactical Edge. You can upload your own lists of ASINs from Storefront Stalker Pro or whatever you're using to be able to grab ASINs. You can upload those here. You can start them from any row that you would like. So if you wanted to start on row 10 or row 50, you can do that. This will hold up to 25,000 ASINs in a reverse search, and it will go out and scan those for you. Now, the other thing you can do is you can do a quick search. You can run a single ASIN anywhere up to 100 ASINs right in this box. So if we had maybe 3 or 5 ASINs, we could paste those in here and run them just those, okay? Now, one of the newer features, and I can't remember how old this is, it's got to be several months old, is a quick keyword search. One of the cool things about this is, let's say that you have a brand that you like to sell, or you have a particular niche you really like to be in. Let's say, for example, I like to sell dog treats. You can actually go in here, click or type in dog treats, and let's say that you don't want to be in every single category, but you only want to be in pet supplies. Well, what Tactical Arbitrage will do is it will actually go and find the ASINs for you. It will go find dog treat ASINs in the pet supplies category, and it will pull them into this reverse search for you. So I would suggest that you get creative with this. Think about things that you like to sell. Think about things that you have sold in the past, and then go out and search for those particular keywords to be able to uncover new niches or go deeper into a niche that you already are, or even a brand. Okay, so let's say that we like to sell Mars candy. You can type in Mars candy and it will go out and find anything with Mars candy there. Okay. You also have a use save filters feature here. You've got filters you can save. And then, of course, when you start these, you are going to want to name the search. Okay, we'll call this a reverse search. YouTube video. There we go. So name these. They're also going to show up in your search manager, and naming them is going to make them really easy to find. Okay. The filters, once you know the filters in the product search, the filters in the reverse search are kind of similar. You get the state sales tax here. Now, you'll notice that there are no store discounts, and the reason that is here is because this is going out and searching across all the stores in Tactical Arbitrage. Now, in your settings, you can actually upload this. You can upload those discounts across all of the stores. The other thing that you can do is if you have a Tactical Bucket subscription and you have the Tactical Bucket Chrome extension installed, you can click on it and you can import the discounts, discount, gift card, and cashback. I'm just going to do gift card and cashback. You can import those discounts directly into Tactical Arbitrage, and it will be ready to go for you inside of the reverse search. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the remove. In the remove, we have ranks, just like we had in the product search. You can do current, 30-day, 90-day, etc. You've got your keep a product count here that you can also use. You can use the remove if estimated sales is less than X. You have the remove if number of sellers is less than X or more than X. You can remove third-party sellers from your results, remove oversized products, out of stock products from the source site. You can remove if Amazon does not contain weight or size data, and so on. These are just like the ones in product search, but I don't necessarily want to go over them again and bore you guys. Costs and fees are going to be the same as product search as well. Your prep fees, your ship to Amazon fees, and your bundling fees if you have them. And then your profit and ROI as well. You can put in 50 cents and 1% or go a little bit higher if you want. Remember, and one of the issues that a lot of newer folks have is they'll put in something like 40, 50, 70, 80% ROI. And while it's still possible to find those items, you're going to find fewer of them than you will find if you go a little bit wider. You're also going to find fewer of those kind of things if you're not using discounts. So using discounts and setting your filters a little bit wider to see more is going to be a lot more beneficial for you. Now, this out of stock is just like the product search as well. You see, we don't have the also reverse search for more sources because that's what we're doing, but you can also show Amazon out of stock results. I like to have that on typically, and you can show only Amazon out of stock results if you would like to. But again, I would use that particular filter sparingly. Okay, so that is product search and reverse search. It's a quick overview because I know we're almost 45 minutes into this, and I don't want to go too long. But let's see if we have questions here. You want me to run an example of a bulk list from Tactical Bucket on product search? Sure. Susan, I talked about how to seek other competitor inventory in the beginning of the video when we talked about Tactical Edge. We'll look at that again when we go over some view data. Amazon does go out of stock, but you need to look at Keepa charts to see how often they come back in stock. Different types of search you use for different scenarios. I'm going to show you some tools and things that I use to figure out product searches. And then I do reverse searches typically on ASINs that I download from Storefront Stalker or inside of Tactical Bucket or from storefronts themselves with Tactical Edge. Let's see here. When I've used ASIN Grabber, I don't see many results using under 100. I've never used ASIN Grabber, so I don't know. I honestly would I would spring the 149 for Storefront Stalker Pro because it can grab up to 2,400 at a time, and it does a good job. You can get a bulk list using Storefront Stalker Pro if you're talking about reverse search. The Tactical Bucket Chrome extension, Joel, shoot me a message and I'll make sure you get that afterwards. All right. Now let's talk about wholesale, and then we will get into viewing some results and what things look like inside there, and how you can kind of manipulate the data afterwards, so that you don't need to be afraid of running loose filters. I know that a lot of people want to run some tighter filters on the front end, so they're not looking through 20 or 30,000 items on the back end, but I believe it should be done the opposite way, especially with the on-page filters now. Now, the wholesale search, excuse me, the wholesale search has a lot of newer options, okay? With wholesale, you can upload a manifest, and this manifest would come from a wholesaler or a distributor that you might have. Hopefully it has UPCs. A lot of times it'll have just a title and a price, case price, things like that. I have one that I could use, but I didn't get it ready. But you do need at least a title or a UPC and a unit price, okay? Once you upload it in here, there will be some selections that you need to make. You need to look at what you're selecting, because a lot of times if your file has unit price and case price and then case quantity, people will accidentally divide the unit price by the case quantity, and then we get wrong numbers, okay? So you want to make sure that when it's getting uploaded, all of the columns are being selected properly so that it's uploading properly, okay? After you import a manifest, you can, if you have the, let's say it's, well, Motang. If it's Motang, you can select Motang, or if it's a new source for you, you can put in their name here, and it will save that for you. It'll also, in your results, it'll show you that's where the source is coming from, since there's probably not going to be a URL for you to be able to click on and order like if you were doing OA. Now, one of the other features that's in here is you can search a wholesale site. Now, one thing that you need to be able to scan a wholesale site is you do have to have Tactical Bucket, and you need to be able to log into the wholesale site itself. I do have one, Tangna. So what you'll see here is if you have Tactical Bucket, you can have a website built, and then you're going to have an easy bulk for that particular site. You can add that to your easy bulk, just like running a product search. You can go in and you can actually do your own URLs if you want to do a single category. And then you can run this just like you would a product search. So if you don't have that, but you do have wholesale sites that you deal with, I would suggest that you get a Tactical Bucket membership, because it's worth it. And I do have a deal at the end if you want to get Tactical Bucket and get some free stuff, which I'll share a little bit later. Now, one of the newer features that I find incredibly powerful is the ability to search seller products. All you need is a seller ID. So, for example, if we look up Pharma Packs and we go to their Amazon site or Amazon storefront, we can grab their ID here. take it to the Wholesale Search, and we can actually put that in there and run the PharmaPacks storefront through Tactical Arbitrage automatically. Now, you can do this in a couple of ways. One, you can go out and do OA of all of their products. Okay, we know they have, well, how many do they have now? They have over 70,000. I know one time I checked, they had like 80,000. But what this will do is this will run all 70,000 of their products through Tactical Arbitrage, and you can either look for products that you may want to carry and try to get wholesale or through a distributor, or if you turn on the also show reverse search results for more sources, you will actually be doing OA from this particular storefront. Okay, so this is one of my absolute favorite features. I use this on a fairly regular basis, and this would be a good place to use this particular thing here. We go to US sellers, we can open up their storefronts, we can grab their seller ID. Actually, you can grab it right from the spreadsheet if you wanted. Just copy that, and we can take that to Tactical Arbitrage, throw it in the seller ID there, and then we could run this through and do a reverse search on all of their products. If you actually took the time to do that, you would, I guarantee you'd have a ton of products to sell if you just went through all of the storefronts in here. Okay, I know there's over 800 just at the US alone. Now, you also have your saved filters here, and then of course we can name a search. For example, that was Orion Deals. Hopefully no one here is Orion Deals, but you can do Orion Deals storefront. Okay. Now the filters here again are going to be very, very similar to the product search. You can get your wholesaler reductions here. You can put in your state sales tax. You should not be paying that if you are actually doing a regular wholesale search, but if you're doing the OA, you're going to want to put that state sales tax in there. You can remove based on current ranks. You can remove based on estimated sales, size and weight data. Not sure why that's checked. Remove if Amazon's also a seller, etc., and so on, just like the product and reverse search. You can also remove words from the source titles and add words to the source titles before sourcing Amazon. If you are using a file or happening to run a storefront that you have with Tactical Bucket, hopefully you're getting images. You can add image links into your wholesale file, and you can actually do an image match on those as well. Your costs, these will be your prep costs if you're using a prep center, or maybe any prep costs that you have on your own. Your profit and ROI filters in here as well. You can do decimals just like in the other searches, but again, I would keep those fairly wide. And then in your other filters, you can also do the no match found. You can do the also show Amazon out of stock results. And then of course, my favorite is the also show reverse search results for more sources, just because wholesale is great for wholesale, but it's also really good for doing OA as well. All right. So that is kind of the overview of how to run a wholesale search a couple of different ways. And let's make sure, let's see here. You can use Tactical Arbitrage on as many devices as you want. As long as you've got your login, you're good to go. Yes, you can add additional websites into Tactical Arbitrage. The way to do that is by using an XPath. Now, there are a couple of ways to make that happen. You can have an XPath built on a place like Fiverr or Upwork. It's not going to be $5 like the Fiverr name might suggest, and you're probably not going to get very much support after the file is built. But you are able to do that, and then you upload it into your advanced user settings. Okay, you can see I have a couple. You throw these in there, and all you have to do is upload the file, and then it's yours. It's good to go. Now, you can also use Tactical Bucket. Tactical Bucket has a ton of them ready to go, ready to upload, and all I've got to do is press my extension, sync my XPaths. It'll check for updates. It will add any that I have added. It'll update any that have been updated and take care of all of them right in real time. So it just depends on what you want to do. With Tactical Bucket, you get a couple every month where you can have personalized ones made, and you get all kinds of support and things like that. Or you can go to a place like Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, those kind of places to have one built on a one-off kind of thing. Chris, I'll be honest, we're just really getting into wholesale. We have 2 wholesale accounts. Those ones in my wholesale that I show you guys, they're kind of dummy accounts. I have wholesale accounts there, but I've never bought anything because it seems that almost nothing is profitable. But my criteria for buying wholesale products is pretty much the same as my OA. I just want to be able to go deeper, so I want a little bit more movement. Can I filter results that would only show the source sites that I have set as favorites? Yes. Unfortunately, I cannot dig into my actual settings tonight. If I opened up my settings page, you would actually be able to see my my Amazon seller ID, and then everyone have my storefront, and I'd be storefront stocked to death. So you can actually turn off sites inside your settings. And what I'll do is tomorrow I'll actually make a video that I can edit all on the settings, and I'll email it out to everybody and upload it to YouTube as well, so everybody can see how you can do that. Okay. Let's see here. Well, that wholesale site on Tactical, the wholesale site on Tactical Bucket, you actually have those made custom. So you actually, once you get into Tactical Bucket, you actually need to email Javier. It's hello@tacticalbucket.com, and tell him what site you need, and he'll get you taken care of. But it needs to be made custom. There's a lot of magic and things on the back end that need to be done for those wholesale sites to work. All right. Let's start looking at some data, okay? I'm going to go ahead and show you this scan that's actually running right now. And this is a Walgreens scan. And then after we look at some of this data, I'm going to show you some free tools that you guys should have in your back pocket to use, and some things that you should do to be able to start scans better and faster on a regular basis, okay? So I ran a Walgreens scan, and at Walgreens, I happen to, you probably can't see because I've got the screen share on, but I bought some stuff at Walgreens, and I got a coupon that came with some things at Walgreens. I got a 20% off discount in a particular category on all regular priced items. So I started that scan. I've got 20% off. I can't use any gift cards because the gift cards from gift card sites are all physical gift cards and can only be used in stores. But then I've got another, let's see, Ebates does 3% right now, and I think Giving Assistant might do 4%. So I did 3% because Ebates tends to track Walgreens a little bit better. So I ran a scan, and I've got 100, and, well, I've got my filters on. I've got 1,080 items from Walgreens here that we need to go through, okay? And I'm going to show you how I set up my view data page. I'm going to show you how you can go in and customize this for you, okay? But one of the things that I do is I have my Keepa graph over here on the left so that I get to see Keepa first, and I can take a look at this, and I typically stay away from things that Amazon is also on unless the profit margin's really good and I've got room and things like that. So this I know I probably just skip right over, okay? Then I like to see what the source site is. I like to see the price and the adjusted price. This is the adjusted price based on the discounts that I have, whether or not it's in stock. Now, let's talk about this report button. This report button is fairly new. If an item shows in stock here on TA, but when you go to the source site, it's not actually in stock, you can report this, okay? That's the only thing it's for. We see this report button get hit fairly often and a lot of times incorrectly. So you want to report these if it says that it's in stock, but it's not actually in stock at the source site. But going on, then I have my quantity column so that I can see if Tactical Arbitrage has found this as a multi-pack. It will say right here. Then I like my product image and my Amazon image to be right next to each other so I can see whether or not it's a match. I can see that these ones here, looks like Amazon is selling this with another particular item, another Vanna cream in a different size. I get to see my match quality here. That's because it's probably a UPC match. I can see my title, my Amazon title, and then my ASIN, the UPC ASIN, who has the buy box, whether or not Amazon sells is in stock, if it's how many sellers are on it, so we can see there's only one currently. And from here, we can select the Tactical Edge button as well, and we'll come back to that. We get to see the buy box price. Then I have my sales rank, my 30-day average sales rank, my my average price, my average rank, then another average price, another average rank. I like to see my Amazon return after fees, Amazon in stock percentage, the ROIs, and then my estimated monthly sales, okay? And of course I have this out here, the last update, so I can look at that on occasion. Now, a lot of people will write in or PM me and say, hey, I can't see anything and I don't know what's what. One of the things you can do is you go here to manage columns. This allows you to see everything that is available in your columns and you can turn them on or off. So you can see that I don't really care about the Amazon category. Personally for me, because I am ungated in most everything, I don't really worry about that. I also have the brand turned off because it's not often that I find myself coming up against a brand restriction, except for things on like Under Armour and some weird things like that. And then I have my return after prep and ship. I've got the weight and the product size off because I don't care. As long as it's profitable, I'll sell it. I don't worry about GST in the States. Now, the other thing you can do is you can move these around from here. So this is where I set up everything I want. I actually want to change my average prices, okay? I want my average 30-day and 90-day price together. And I want my sales ranks together. Whoops, move that one too far, okay? And once you change them here, it will also change on the page, okay? Make sure after you've done anything like that, you hit save, and things are ready to go. Now, one of the other awesome features about the View Data page is you now have all of these little magnifying glasses. These are going to allow you to use on-page filters. So you'll remember I made a Tactical Arbitrage price hack video a couple weeks ago. That one might be a good one to go back and look at on my YouTube channel. I think it's also in the Tactical Arbitrage group. But you can pretty much filter on page for just about everything. For example, maybe I only want to see UPC matches. I can click this and now I only have Amazon UPC matches, okay? The other thing I can do is, let's say that the buy box, I only want to see items that are have FBA, merchant fulfilled, or virtual FBA buy boxes, and get rid of any Amazon buy box holders. I can do that, and then I can filter on top of my filters. So I want to make sure I don't have any Amazon buy boxes, but the other thing is I only want to see items that have between 15, actually let's do between $5 and $7 of profit. So now I filtered down items that do not have Amazon in the buy box, but have between $5 and $7 in profit. And I've moved this from 1,088 items down to 117, okay? Now from here, I can source these, I can delete them, I can delete the visible. I can delete the hidden. I can delete everything if I wanted to. There's tons of ways to really be able to slice and dice this data any way that you want, okay? Now, the other thing that you're able to do, let's make sure we don't have any questions here. Okay, none yet. Now, the other thing you can do from this page is you can update the data, okay? Let's say that you are running a cash-only search. What that means is that Tactical Arbitrage is not going to go out and look for anything that is not in the cache, okay? It means it's not been searched. It's been searched and saved at least in the past 10 days, depending on what cache level you have set. So what you can do here is you can update the data. You could update just the source prices. You could update the adjusted prices. For example, let's say that this Walgreens sale is over. If this Walgreens sale was over, but I have another discount, then I might want to go in here and change the adjusted prices. Maybe I can't get that 20% off, but I can get 15, okay? I can get 15%, and I'm going to need to pay sales tax online at Walgreens of 7%, and then I've got 3% cash back, okay? And if I click update, it will go in and update all of these adjusted prices for me, okay? So you can use your update button. Another thing that I see quite often is people will say, well, hey, I've got 1,093 items in this folder, but I'm only seeing 117. Where did they all go? 7 times out of 10, it's that they have the on-page filters on and they forgot. These on-page filters are sticky, okay? So if we leave and then come back later, these same filters will be here. So we can use this button to reset all the filters and get rid of them, okay? We do that, we'll see all 1,094. You are able to move all of these. So if I wanted to move everything to a folder, I could move it to one of my folders. I could copy them all to a folder if I wanted, so that I'd have them here and in a saved folder. And I can also create a new folder from here. Say I wanted to put these all in Walgreens January 31. And I'm going to copy them all over there. So now these are all saved into the brand new folder that I created called Walgreens January 31. Okay. I can delete all of them. We've talked about that. And let's talk about a couple of other things. From here, we can go to our Amazon Seller Central. This will take us directly to the ASIN page so we can see whether or not it can be sold. You can hover over and see a Keep a Chart, or you can open up a Keep a Chart with this icon. You can open up Camel, Camel, Camel. I hate to say it, but I don't think I've ever touched this button. I'm just not a big Camel, Camel, Camel fan. You can search the title for this on Amazon. You can open up the source site and the Amazon site at the same time by clicking the fork icon. Now, one of the things that I see quite often is, hey, I clicked on the fork icon, but I only got the Amazon site, or I only got the source site. Well, what you're going to notice is if that happens to you, there's a small pop-up that comes here in the URL bar. You need to click it, and then you need to choose show or allow pop-ups, and that will then open the source site and Amazon for you at the same time. Okay. This button here is for BuyBot Pro. So if you have BuyBot Pro as an extension, which shows up on the Amazon product detail page, this will fill in the buy price for you and get things rolling along in that extension. Let's see here. Let's talk about this here. This hover over is not a great one to look at. This hover over here is going to show you the breakdown of the sellers. So what we can see with this is that there are no FBA sellers. There are 3 merchant fulfilled sellers. And then the other thing is we get to see the competition. So right now, among those 3 merchant fulfilled sellers, all 3 of them are within 5% of the buy box. And if there were any FBA sellers, it would show them as well if they're within 5% of the buy box. You can change that. So if you want it to be 2% of the buy box or 15% of the buy box or anything like that, you can. Now, the last thing is there's another way to check Tactical Edge data right here from the View Data page. You can click on the microscope icon, and it's going to pull up the, that was a bad example to pull up. Let's go with this one. With this Tactical Edge, just like it was before, you get to see the title and the ASIN, your buy price. You can see the current, the 30 and the 90-day rank, how many FBA sellers, how many merchant fulfilled sellers, the estimated monthly sales. You get your keep a chart over here. And then right down here, you can see who has the buy box, what other sellers are on the product, what they're rated, their total number of ratings, whether they're MF or FBA, how many they have in stock right here, gross profit, gross ROI based on their prices. Okay, so this should be able to help you figure out whether you want to source the product or not. This, of course, with these two people having 750 or close to it in stock, is probably something I would pass on, even if I could get this for, you know, a penny or two, because I would imagine these two big sellers are probably going to be fairly cutthroat, although PharmaPax doesn't seem to be. But they've got a ton in stock. Okay. Again, from here, you can run a reverse search on Oxcom or PharmaPax or any of these other sellers. You can see who the buy box is, etc. Okay. The view data is pretty much the same across everything. I'm not really going to get into Amazon Flips tonight, because that's a whole nother long conversation. And Amazon Flips is really the only place where things look a little bit different. And we're not going to get into library search either. See if we have any questions here. How do you add a keep a chart? You do that under the manage column. Okay, so in the view data, go to manage column. You'll see that my keep a graph is here. You can turn that off, turn it back on. Okay, and then in your settings, you'll see that I have mine set to see 365 days. In your settings, you can set this up so that you can have the range be whatever you want it to be. I have it set to a year, but then there are easily clickable buttons here to move this down to 2 days, 7 days, 31, 90, so I can see it at different ranges. Okay. All right. Well, we've gone over view data. We've gone over product search, reverse search, wholesale search. Now, I think we should probably get into some tools that you should have. Okay. So one of the things that I have suggested to people is go out and get on all of the sites' mailing lists. Okay. If you go to tacticalarbitrage.com, I believe it's sites. Yeah. If you go to tacticalarbitrage.com/sites, you actually get to see all the sites that are supported by Tactical Arbitrage. Okay. You can go to each and every single one of these sites and you can sign up to their mailing list, and you will get lots and lots of emails. Now, just to show you that I'm someone who practices what they preach, this is my dedicated email inbox for those emails. Okay. We haven't checked it. Well, there's 4,035 emails in here. We deleted everything on Monday. Okay. So you get a ton of emails. You will get discounts. See, Bobby Brown has final hours to take 25% off everything. 9 West Select Styles, $29.99. You will literally get sale emails every single day. Okay, so it takes a lot of time, but it's worth the effort if you will go and you will sign up to the email addresses. I forgot the link, but Nate McAllister has a video that actually shows how you can have a VA do this. I will find it and I will post it down below so that you guys can take a look at it. But it's great. It's got instructions and all the kinds of things. You can actually pass it over to a VA. It'll be something perfect to hire someone on Upwork or Freelancer to do for you. Okay. I had someone do this for me. I did not do it. Okay. Now, the other thing that I would suggest is TA Search. If you go to tacticalsearchengine.com and create an account, it is absolutely free. You can get access to the TA search engine. Now, this only supports sites that are supported by Tactical Arbitrage. And if you go in here, there are some tutorial videos, some search term inspiration I think is incredibly helpful. You can free shipping, flash sale. Matter of fact, let's take flash sale and copy that and go to the search engine, put that in, and then go by date. These are all the things that come up for flash sales. There's a healthcare flash sale at Shoe Carnival. So a 48-hour flash sale on healthcare shoes at Shoe Carnival. I would have never known that even if they emailed it to me. Okay. So there's all kinds of different things that you could search in here to go and find sales. That's at tacticalsearchengine.com. I would highly suggest you go get a free account. There's literally nothing. You don't pay anything for it. It's completely free. Okay. So go grab that. Tactical Bucket is another pretty powerful tool. You can come in here. You can see discounts of sites that are supported by Tactical Arbitrage. Okay. You can see codes. These are site-wide discounts. Then you've got discounts for discount gift cards, cash back, etc. And you can parse this data any way you like. It's got bulk lists, XPaths, private XPaths, exclusive. You got your wholesale XPaths in here. You can make multi-store bulk lists. I've got a whole tutorial series coming out about Tactical Bucket here pretty soon. You can get a free account here. However, I think for the next 5 people who go and actually sign up for an account, with that link that's down below this video, you can email Javier and he'll throw in a couple of free XPaths or a free wholesale XPath as well. Okay, but this is another incredible tool. There is free, so you can go in and look around and figure out what it might do for you. But other than that, it is paid. Let's see what else I had out here. Those are the things I think you should have. Okay. Of course, Storefront Stalker Pro is another awesome tool to have. But now I want to see, what questions do you guys have? Is there a cheat sheet for Tactical Arbitrage? No, not really. I wrote like a 4,500 word blog post once, and I was only able to scratch the surface. So kind of building out a cheat sheet is impossible. What I would suggest is watch all of the videos and the video guides at the top right. You'll see these up here. You've got video guides. Make sure to join the Facebook group on for Tactical Arbitrage. If you ever get stuck and have a question, everyone is really helpful there. You can always open up the chat and you can hit us up in the chat. Okay. You can open up a support ticket if you need to, if you don't feel like throwing one in the chat. But there's lots of ways to get questions answered if you get stuck on something. Okay. Can you have a second VA work in Tactical Arbitrage without your first VA knowing about it? Sure. They don't have to use the same settings. They can go in and change things and things like that. You would need to figure out a good workflow so that they are not working on top of each other. But yes, yeah, you could do that with no problem. The estimated monthly sales column in TA is close to accurate. I believe so. Yes. Alex has taken his own special blend of herbs and spices and combined them together with data from several sources as well as his own proprietary algorithm to come up with those estimated monthly sales. One of the things that Alex also does is they are fine-tuned for seasonal trends. So they are estimates. We have to remember that. They are estimates, but I think that it's probably one of the best on the market. Tactical Arbitrage Academy is an evergreen course, yes. I have added several new videos in the past week, and I've got more coming. For product searches, do you typically narrow your scans down to just a few categories, or do you run larger scans covering many categories? It depends. If I know of a sale, like for example, I talked about that coupon I got from Walgreens, I am running a particular category. But if I am just doing some regular things, if I'm just want to see if I can sell anything, say in the grocery department at Walmart, then I'm just running as big of a scan as I possibly can, with as many discounts as I possibly can, which with Walmart is going to be very few, maybe 1% off discount gift cards and 1% cash back or something like that. And I'll run very large scans. They have both been successful for me. One of my best replens is actually from a site where I ran a very large scan and happened to find it, and I don't use any discounts. All I use is a little bit of cash back when I order because the discount gift cards are really no good. So it depends. If you're just getting started, I would suggest you try to find sales and go after those sales in a niche or in a particular category so that you can up your hit rate, if you will. Newbie question, will Tactical Arbitrage inform me of products that I can't sell regarding being gated or hazmat? No, it will not. You are able to click on that little Amazon Seller Central button in your View Data page, okay, right here, and it will take you to see whether or not you are gated in a particular product or anything like that. You can also, I totally forgot this, one really cool new feature is you can show barcodes. So right here, we could actually take this, we could scan this with our phone in the Amazon Seller app and pull up whether or not we are gated right on our phone. Now, the reason that it's not possible to see whether or not you are gated or if something's hazmat inside of Tactical Arbitrage is that the Amazon API does not offer that information, and you are not allowed to, under the developer terms of service, to scrape that data. So because Alex cares about Tactical Arbitrage and doesn't want to get his developer account shut down or Tactical Arbitrage shut down together, he will not put that data inside of Tactical Arbitrage. You can use the barcodes. You can use the Amazon Seller Central button. You can use a, let me open up. You can use something like RevSeller or Can I Sell It to see right on the page. Okay, I'm not logged into my Seller Central account, so it won't tell me if I'm eligible to sell this or not. But all of these extensions and things will tell you outside of Tactical Arbitrage. All right. Any questions or anything like that before we call it a night? I will make another video on the settings. I know there are things that are important that I'd like to show you guys. I just can't open it up here. What is the best and easiest way to take a wholesale list after you run it through TA and make an order, purchase order? Well, it depends on how your wholesaler wants you to order. Some of them want you to order on their site. Some of them require purchase orders to be sent in. Some of them have you order over the phone. It just depends. Is there an operational best practices guide for TA? Things you should and shouldn't do? There's not, and I'm not sure if there ever will be, because there really is no wrong way to use Tactical Arbitrage. Different people have different business models. I know some people who focus on very slim margins, but look for very high volume. There's other people who are always looking for that home run. And then there's people who are looking in the middle, and all kinds of things. What is your take on joining a leads list? There's so much on TA. Is it needed? It's helpful, especially if you don't know what to look for in a product. So I think it can be helpful. I do use a leads list to supplement my sourcing, but that's because I also do so many other things that I'm helping with support. I'm doing Tactical Arbitrage Academy and doing YouTube videos and things like that. So we do RA. I go out personally 1 day a week. I have someone who goes out and does RA 2 to 3 times a week. They help me look over tactical arbitrage things, and then we use a leads list as well to supplement our sourcing. What I would recommend for a new user when running your scans, go out and find sales. Get Tactical Arbitrage search engine. It's right here, tacticalsearchengine.com. It's free. Go look for sales. Go sign up for all the email addresses. Okay, these are all things that won't cost you a penny to do, and look for these sales. Okay, Bobbi Brown is probably going to be gated for a lot of people, but this is a good makeup line. They've got 25% off everything. Probably going to go till midnight. Okay, this is something that not a lot of people are going to hit because they didn't know about it. All right, there are other sites that are going to do the exact same thing. You're going to see these all the time. I've got 4,000 emails in here to go through. And Tactical Search Engine, you can go in and you can find sales everywhere. Heck, there's no way any of us probably knew about this Shoe Carnival healthcare flash sale. That's still going on. It was posted a day ago. But find those sales, find those gift cards, and then go out and scan those. Just get as discounted as you can so you can kind of up your hit rate. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I've done things where the listing size and weight is not listed. You just got to get it fixed. Extension. Oh, that reminds me. I need to give away some Rev ROI. Of course, I'm going to recommend Rev ROI. If you go to a source site, Rev ROI will tell you what the discount gift cards and cash back are. You can actually even search right in the search bar. So we can go Kmart, and it will show you who has the best cash back, who has the best discount gift cards. Looks like there's none available right now. I'll have to double check that. Doesn't look right. We've got credit card points now and travel miles. This wasn't a good one. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Kohl's. Kohl's.com. We can see where they've got the cash back, where the discount gift cards are. We must have a bug. Oh, this is embarrassing. You can see credit card points, travel miles as well. So there's lots of ways you could slice and dice things with Rev ROI. I need to give away a few of these, and I didn't come up with any idea on what to do. So whoever the first person is who can guess my favorite sports team, you get a copy of Rev ROI. Just pop it in the chat, and I'll make sure you get it. If you already have Rev ROI, yeah, don't answer. Let's see here. Yes, I'll remember to send settings to your guys' email. Definitely not the Detroit Light Bucks. There we go. Eric, shoot me a PM on YouTube or Facebook, and I will. I'll give you a free copy of Rev ROI. Let's see here. One more question. Can you give a recommendation for a VA? Onlinejobs.ph is great. Freelancer.com, Upwork.com are going to be the places that I would suggest to go first. I'm going to be honest. Finding someone who doesn't really know much about tactical arbitrage or online arbitrage might be an advantage if you have some time to teach them, because they're not going to have anyone else's bad habits or their own. Okay. But if you don't have time, you're going to want to find somebody who knows a little bit something about OA and tactical arbitrage, and then you can teach them some extra or have them watch YouTube videos. But you're going to want to make sure you have a process in place. I am someone who is willing to hire slowly and fire fast. So if they are not able to follow directions after a while, then we'll usually part ways amicably, of course. But I like to pull off the Band-Aid pretty quickly. I don't have a personal recommendation for a VA. I don't do that just because sometimes they may not work out, and I don't want to do that to anybody. I do not have a template. Nate McAllister actually made a template that you can share with a VA to sign up for all the sites. I'm going to find that. I should have had it ready for you guys. And if you signed up and dropped your email, I will make sure to get that out to everybody once I find it. Let's see. Yes, I will take care of the links for that VA. All right. Anybody else have any questions? If not, we've been going for about an hour and a half. I'm going to sign off. I'd love if you guys shoot me an email, ask any other questions. I do need to update and start making a few more public TA videos, and I'm actually going to make sure that happens. So if you guys have anything, shoot me a message, and I will make sure to make a video on it. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. And Eric, make sure to shoot me a PM so I get you Rev ROI. And then I will make sure to get you guys a couple of things in your email in the next couple of days. So thanks for spending some time with me, guys. I appreciate it, and have a great night.